This time it's part one of our adventures in North America. Well, good evening. You find me in a hotel room in Manchester in the north of England. And I'm here because tomorrow we're flying out to Canada. Well, I'm flying out to Canada to pick up the bike. And eventually Deb is sauntering along to join me. We're going to spend a few weeks drifting through Canada and the US before I get rid of Deb and then do a little bit of riding on my own. But this is where the adventure starts, right here and right now. Well, of course, actually right here and right now actually meant after a 7-hour flight and landing in Toronto airport and setting up digs and getting the bike, of course. This is Mike, a local Toronto guy who was enormous help trying to sort the bike out. Honestly would never have managed without him. A great guy like so many of the biker community. Thanks a million, Mike. And so I got the bike back into my digs in Toronto, where I familiarised myself with Tim Hortons coffee, where I waited for Deb to finally make an appearance. All I had to do now was pick her up from the airport. It seems Deb is not a big believer in taxis. And so with Deb now in Toronto, it seemed a good idea to spend a day exploring the city. Toronto lies on Lake Ontario and has a population of 2.8 million or thereabouts. Originally called York, it was established by the British in 1793, but was later renamed and incorporated to the City of Toronto in 1834. Today it is the regional capital and the most prosperous city in Canada. So this is Graffiti Alley, obviously, and people can graffiti whatever they like. Some of it's really artistic, some of it slightly less so. It's really cool, isn't it? Toronto's public transport system is the best we encountered in North America. It's extremely good, very efficient and pretty cheap too. Time to explore the rest of the city and head down to the CN Tower, perhaps Toronto's most famous feature. The plaza around the tower has a number of attractions. There's a sports stadium, an aquarium and a railway museum too. You can purchase tickets on the day, but they are timed, so you have to go away and come back a little bit later. We didn't have time to visit the aquarium, so we checked out the trains at the museum site. Where the tower now stands was once a major railway junction. The turntable's still there, and this is a sort of railway museum of sorts. Reminds me of you, Deb. It's a big caboose. Never mind. It's wasted, really. Wasted it. Right, that's enough relaxing. Let's get ourselves up that tower, Deb. Yeah, that was last, didn't it? The CN Tower was completed in 1976 and is a massive 553.3 metres high, that's 1800 feet. It's completed of concrete and steel, of course, and was, until the completion of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest structure in the world. The tower is basically two observation decks. One is at 346 metres or 1,135 feet, and the other stands at 447 metres, that's 1,467 feet. And the views of Lake Ontario and the city below are absolutely fantastic. What's that building? Oh yeah, so it's bright for that building, isn't it?
Shake it.
You shake it? Those trains are a lot bigger when you go down there. The smaller toy trains disappear. I don't know if you can see them down there, but there are some people walking around. You don't fancy doing that, Deb? Get them roped up? Think how high that is, and it looks way down there. It just looks an awful long way below us. And it's actually still 300 and something metres above the ground.
342, wasn't it? When it stopped.
Something like that. We're about 447, and that's 34 something. I'd love to see you do that.
Yeah, Mr. Pooh would definitely be on there.
Mr. Pooh, he would. Yeah, the Pooh emoji would be inevitable, wouldn't he? The lower deck is on 2 levels, and you can stand on a glass floor overlooking a glass floor. Well, of course you can go downstairs and just stand on the glass floor. And it's always worth noting in these situations that Deb really doesn't like heights. Yeah, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the hotel room. Right, so we've been navigating around Toronto today using a rather nifty app. So
I googled and trying to find public transport if there was an app available, and it came up with My TTC. A little red one there.
yeah,
And when you click on it, I thought, because some apps work and they don't work. So you've got all these bus stops, and it shows you everyone within your area. And where do you want to go? So if I put up there and say the CN Tower, it takes my current location and then it gives me a variety of options how to get to the CN Tower. So if I clicked on that one, 1 hour 6 minutes, the shortest, tells me that walk 4 minutes, so that is to the central bus station that's just up the road there, and then catch the 14A towards north to Torbram, and it gives you every single stop, and then it tells you at Derry Road Airport Road, get off the bus there and walk 2 minutes, and then it gives you more stops to the Pearson Airport Terminal 1, walk 5 minutes, US Express to Pearson Airport, and then eventually it'll take to the CN Tower. So
that's quite a long-winded one.
That's quite a long-winded one. So then, if I went back, I go to that one, 56 minutes. So my location, 4 minutes again to the Central Bus Station. This time I'm getting on the 42, and then to Derry Road, walk 4 minutes to the Malton Go, and then Union Station, which is the underground, the green ones, and then I end up at the CN Tower.
It's really a brilliant app, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Hopefully, transport across the rest of Canada and the States is going to be this good.
Yeah, because...
Or this easy to use, this user friendly. Right, so Deb, what have you done to make our bike more Canada compliant?
I think got to give him a name.
Moosey.
Moosey.
So we've got to cart that thing attached to the bike all the way back.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other modifications?
Oh, yeah. I've got a little sticker.
Of course you have. Yep, so it'll probably get us shot at when we go through Texas.
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's not sticking.
Probably get us killed. Well, as long as you're happy.
It'll probably be ripped off with you putting the stuff on anyway.
Whatever. Right, so ready to rock and roll then?
Yeah.
And not at all embarrassing.
My bike.
Okay, Deb, so you're the lady with the map. And where are we going on the first day of the actual journey?
Okay, so we're starting in Toronto, where we are now. We're going to follow this coastal road, or it's a lake really, isn't it? Up to Sudbury. And then at Sudbury, we're just going to come down here, and there should be a campsite called Serpent River, where we're going to spend the night. So
it doesn't look very far on the map, does it?
No.
How far is it in reality?
It's only tiny, look at that.
I know, it's about 5 mil on the map.
Yeah, it's but actually 314 miles.
So it's like one of our longest days in the trip.
It is, yeah.
It's a fairly unimpressive line for 314 miles, I can agree. But, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
May take a while, I suspect.
Lots of stops.
Lots of stops for my poor achy balls.
So where are you heading to today?
What? Snake River, will it?
Serpent. Same thing.
River. I knew it was some kind of reptile. Anyway, that's where we're going.
All packed up.
Yep.
And little mooses on the front, going to guide us.
Okay. Smooth as butter. Don't try, just get on. Just get on. Okay, ready to go? Alright, so check's complete. Right. So that is Toronto done, and we're on the move. The first part of the journey was on what we would call a motorway. But as we moved out of the city, the traffic became lighter, and the road eventually gave way to smaller and smaller roads, ending in single carriageway after a few hundred miles. And of course it got a lot prettier too. travelling with a pensioner. Right. Okie dokie. So 83.2 kilometres to go. That's about 51 miles. It's about 51 miles. 51 and a bit, sort of, really. Made really good time. Quite surprised, really. Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it, I suppose. The railway bridge. There's somebody walking, look at that. I wonder how far he's walking. I wonder how far that guy's walking. We found that people cycling and walking vast distances were a very common sight during our journey. It's particularly impressive, especially when you see them trying to pedal up the Rockies. Yeah, those guys are the real heroes of world travel. We've got it easy, we've got an engine. Oh, we've arrived at our first Canadian campsite. Okay, so we find ourselves at Surfing Riverton.
Yeah, 341 miles, wasn't it?
Approximately.
Yeah.
Well, I think it ended up being that.
Because,
it's supposed
yeah,
to be less than that. We had to find a little village or town place to get petrol, didn't we? Just in
But
case.
It was a good run.
But which we didn't need to. We ended up doubling back for petrol when we didn't need to, but we were just sort of being overly cautious. Which is probably not a bad thing.
But it was a very good run.
Yeah, I mean, traffic was very light. Once we cleared Toronto, traffic was very light. And it was pretty straightforward, actually. So far, so good.
Yeah. It's a nice area. We're the only camp.
Yeah, with
Campers.
emphasis intense. There's an enormous amount of petrol guzzling massive trucks, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just bloody massive
But it's
trucks.
a very nice quiet area and beautiful view.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't actually feel tired.
It won't take us that long, do it? So our plan now is to settle down for the evening, get something to eat and a drink, which I think we've earned. We pushed on today. Well done, Honda, I think. It's doing bloody well actually so far. Of course it's only day one, but you know, we start somewhere. One of our longest days actually today was, and held it really well. I had to cross this railway line to get to our part of the campsite. Deb did wonder if this railway line was still in use. Deb will get her answer just a few minutes later when this mighty beast rolled by. Trains in Canada are famous for their extreme length. They can be up to half a mile long quite comfortably, and are often drawn by 2, 3 or even many more engines. And I can also report they're also blooming loud, a fact which will come back to haunt us later in the trip, when a few nights' sleep would be ruined by these things trundling by. Well, that's it for part 1 of our adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, thanks for watching and look out for part 2, which will be coming soon.